Coach Sullivan here again with MGS Coaching Football. So, what I'd like to share with you in this blitz film clip is what we call Browns, which is a boundary concept. Okay. And so, a few things here as you look it's 2nd and 3, the ball's near midfield, and they're in 21 personnel in what we call gun pro strong, fullback's offset to the tight end, the run strength. And what they're going to execute for a play is what we call a GF counter. The guard and the fullback are going to lead on a counter play opposite the tight end. Okay. And so it's because of the field position near midfield, the down and distance. Westfield State historically has a tendency to go play action. So I have the safeties at 10 instead of normal 8 versus 2 back 21 personnel. Okay. And I also have, in this particular case, the field corner, the one closest to us, is at 7 for the same reason. But we have press. This is all part of the game plan. Press by the boundary corner, because what they also have a history of doing is just running hitches into the boundary. Okay, so just I think it's important that you understand what went into the play call and the alignments and so forth. So what Browns is, as you're going to see, okay, is it's a boundary concept, like I said. And so versus one wide receiver, of which you have there, our boundary corner is going to execute the call. Okay? And so he comes first, and the defensive end flashes B and then loops C. Okay, that's the cross. It's going to come from the boundary. All right, so then what you will notice, okay, is so we've set them up. Our alignments are disguised. They think we're in press, but now the safety here is going to work over the top, what we call clamp technique, to cover the number one receiver hot. Okay, so let me play it first. So there comes the boundary. We execute it beautifully. Okay, so let me rewind it. What's not so beautiful, and this is a true freshman starting in his first game, he doesn't execute the coverage as it's supposed to. So if it had ever been a play action and a go route, it's a touchdown. Okay, so this is a misplay by the safety. See how he's downhill? Okay, so yes, yay, the blitz worked to perfection and so forth, but from a coaching standpoint in our film study, we really harp on not executing the assignment in case if they had ever done right, because young players tend to overlook mistakes because of the successful outcome of a play. Okay, so I think that's an important coaching point here. So now I want to go to the tight copy. Okay, so you can see it better. So now obviously the boundary corner is not visible. And in addition, this is another first-year player, freshman, has never started in a game before. He should be right there on the line of scrimmage, so he's not lined up correctly. And I was on the sidelines screaming to change, and, again, they get kind of locked in. So after one attempt by myself, I said, we're going to let it go. Okay. So you'll see shortly. So not great technique here by our defensive end. He should be stepping laterally, flashing, and then looping up the field like that, which he doesn't do. Okay. But our inside linebacker does a beautiful job reading the down block of the guard here and fitting in butt side of the guard and fullback. So our dime, our outside linebacker here, is doing a pretty good job, but if he had been lined up where he should have been from the get-go, he would have constricted it even more. It would have been an even bigger play. So again, coaching points that are made in the film sessions after games to make sure that the kids understand, the right way to do things. Okay? So let's go back to the beginning again. So the boundary corner does a nice job disguising it, doesn't give it away. But now here, he's out of balance, right? He should be shimmying down, which means we say sink your butt down, get your feet staggered. So now you're in a position to make what they simply call a rugby tackle. We keep our head behind. I know it's also called a hawk tackle for the Seahawks. It's the rugby tackle, as old as time, but it's the safest way to tackle now in American football. Okay, so he being the corner, and remember this safety supposed to be over there, right? Big coaching point, and this safety's a little bit late rotating middle. He's okay though in that. See, he's really focused on the surface. Read the surface on the way is what we say as you're rotating. Well, he kind of got locked in there, and that's all right. I'd rather that, I think, than have the kid just racing without reading surface. So let me go back to the beginning one more time. Again, this is what we call Browns. And we call it Browns only because it depends on how many wide receivers there are who will execute the blitz. So when there's one into the boundary, it's the corner. See my Browns on the whiteboard. So again, here we go, coming in. Beautiful job. I like the pursuit. So as I mentioned at the beginning, MJS Coaching Football. I thank my subscribers, non-subscribers. I really hope you do. And let's get after it with each other. And please, if you join my MJS Coaching Football channel, you have access to everything, and it will make a lot more sense in the process. Thank you.